What do you are the biggest challenges that Nichols defense presents to you?
They run really, really well, and they're physical on their front seven.
How excited are you for this opener?
I'm fired up to get out there, and you've been practicing since spring ball, and then our guys worked so hard in the summer and worked against each other, and then you go through fall camp, and at some point you got to go play against somebody else, and so we're fired up to just get the opportunity to get out there and play.
How's the consistency been with this offense so far?
In practice, obviously, I feel pretty good with it. Especially when our ones are going, I feel like we've been consistent and we've taken care of the football, which is one of the main concerns every day is take care of the football. But until you get out there and you got to put the product out on the field, you think but until it actually happens, you're never really sure.
They return their quarterback. They return their leading rusher, who had almost 1,000 yards. I mean, how deadly is it? Obviously, having guys with experience back there for them.
Well, I think their deal is going to be how do they take full opportunity of every advantage that we give them, and we've got to do a great job on our side of the ball taking care of the football, making their offense drive long fields, and when we get the football, and every opportunity we get inside the 50, we need to be great with it, and we need to try to put points on the board, and if we punt, so be it, but let's take care of the ball and make them drive the length of the field.
Skylar's talked about playing freer, and he seems happier than he ever has. What does that look like to you in practice?
Well, I think the biggest thing is I feel like as two-a-days or camp has gone along, he's really started to understand the why we're doing what we're doing. His ability to say, Coach, I'd rather do this, or I think this fits better. I'm all in. I'm good with it, because he's got reasons for why he's saying that. It's the normal deal where when somebody says, hey, Coach, let's take some shots, let's throw it down the field, and you want to say, well, give me some options. Mm-hmm. Well, Skylar is ready now to start saying, yeah, I think if we do this, it fits better with what they're doing, and that's great growth, and hopefully that continues.
Are you a believer in going in with a series of scripted plays, or just letting it kind of go play by play?
No, we're more of a script early, and then kind of see how the thing unfolds. Obviously, you always got to have a little bit of a contingency plan, because you're never sure that they're going to play exactly what you anticipate. Right. So,
for years, K-State students would always count down the final seconds of the countdown clock and on the game, the play clock. Mm-hmm. Is that something that we'll see this year?
Oh, I don't know. That'd be up to them. I don't know if they had that orchestrated or what. I don't know, but it's not been something that I've really had or dealt with or talked about. So,
do you anticipate taking down the game clock?
You're talking from in general. Kansas State would use, if it happens to be, it happens to be. But unless we're leading in the fourth quarter, we're not concentrating on making sure that the game clock's rolling down.
How many different receivers do you see you guys realistically using in this game?
I would hope 5 to 6. It just kind of depends a little bit on how the game flows and how guys play. But I feel good. I feel good with probably 5 or 6 guys getting out there and being able to compete and do well.
Kind of branching off that, do you anticipate, because it's game one, being more liberal with substitutions at different positions on offense to get guys reps?
Yeah, I mean, yes, but I also want to make sure we take care of our business, and when the final seconds tick off, we got the most points. So as guys get opportunity and they play, if it's 2 or 3 plays or if it's 25 plays, it'll be a little bit what they do with their opportunities when they get them.
You still have a couple of days to decide, of course, but do you know right now who your number 2 quarterback would be if you were playing?
I think it would really depend a little bit on the situation and where the game's at. We'll be ready to make a decision and go with the guys.
What's the dynamic with having Lenners and Blaze out there?
Well, the good part is both of them can be physical and are big, thick guys. Neither of them run extremely well. Nick probably runs a little bit better than Blaze, but both of them being 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", and 250 or a little bit more. It allows us to run the ball either direction, with either one of them kind of being the lead guy or that extension to the O-line. And I really feel like Nick has done a good job even doing some of the motion stuff and being able to start on one side, motion over, and then play on the other side. So I feel good with both of them.
Are there any other freshman running backs besides Joe Irvin that you think could be ready to play?
Throughout the season, there very well could be. Right now, I would say Joe would be the main guy that I would feel like you could see him get in and have opportunity to make some plays.
Along with Nick being out there, is there a plan in place for in terms of going fullback to tight end, kind of alternating between the two?
You know, we'll do a little bit of both, meaning we'll play in 12 personnel, and you might say, wow, it looks like he's playing a little bit more fullback than a true second tight end. And then we'll also play some traditional, what you would say, you know, that's truly a fullback in the I formation. Generally speaking, the tight ends wouldn't per se be in there, but they could be, just because Nick, I think, is a really, really smart football player, understands it. Logan Long, if he gets opportunity, which he very well could and would, could definitely be a fullback if he need be. But I think the fullback position, they've done a nice job also, the guys that have taken over and been playing it.
As far as game plans go, do you try to hold things back in game one, or do you care about putting things on film?
No, to be honest with you, now there's things that maybe would not yet be in the game plan per se, but we've pretty much looked at these guys as it's a win, a must-win opportunity, and you got to put everything out there that you need, and so we didn't per se hold anything back or not put anything in.
Last year, your offense had over 600 points and 7,000 total yards. How much patience do you have to have with the first year of this system?
Well, it doesn't matter, you know, what was done in the past. It matters how much our guys really understand what we're trying to get accomplished now, and then their ability to execute it. So, you know, hopefully we'll play well. I think our guys are ready to play. I think they're chomping at the bit to get the opportunity to get out on the field and see where things are at. And obviously, we're going to preach to them about taking care of the football and scoring points when you get opportunity.
When it comes to rotating players on offense specifically, is that your call, position coach, Coach Kleiman's, or collaborative?
It's a little bit both position coach and myself, and then obviously Coach Kleiman has the final say. But you know, we talk a lot as a staff, or where guys are at and when are they ready to get in, and what opportunity are we going to give those guys, and then them taking full advantage when they do get the opportunity.
I know Colin is going to be up in the booth with you. Is that typically what you've done with a quarterback coach, or does it just depend on
It depends a little bit on the quarterback himself. If we had a true freshman starting quarterback, Colin would be on the field. And the biggest reason is so that you can kind of look into their eyes and see where they're at and see what, you know, where are they really at within the flow of the game. But I think with Skylar, the amount of plays he's played, Colin will be fine with being in the box.